Hey everyone, so today I'm going to bring you an updated tier Ishizu deck profile for the December ban list. Obviously there's a couple of changes that affected this list, but to be honest, there was the most prominent changes I feel like affected Thunder. With the affect our matchup against Thunder, with the loss of Orange Light, we now have two outs to Shifter instead of the usual four per side, so that's actually going to be a real problem. And looking in the future as well, you've got Kashtira, which a lot of the main decks will be like the pure Kashtira builds, will actually be main and shifter as well. So I've actually got a bit to think about. But obviously the new Kashtira stuff doesn't come out until February. But I do think there's going to be more flu now because obviously they've got the macro, they've got the D Fisher, and I think they've got a huge buff. I know they lost mine, but keeping the shifter and that shifter is basically always going to resolve. So now I've thought about multiple ways to make this matchup better into Flunder, and one of the reasons, one of the big things, is the dark holes in the side, and changes for the main. I cut out soup polys, I put in more talents, and up, I've put more millers back in now, so I'm back on the millers, and this is just so I can, just mill against Flunder, hopefully take out the barrier statue, make Abystids live, make Beatrice, pause side, send the Banshee, and then and go from there. So let's just run through the list. So we've got obviously the 3 Planet, the 2 Shirin, the 3 Happiness, the 3 Melee, the 3 Scream, 2 Suluk. So in 2 Reno Heart, we'll just discuss these these last couple here. Forgetting about Instant Fusion for now. 3 Scream, I still think Pistol's going to be really popular, so I want to be maxing out on the Screams to play for the Pistols as much as possible. And obviously Scream just being a mill 6 is crazy because it just gets you going in your opponent's turn, and obviously you can just pop it and search traps. Decided to move away from the one sort of one crime. Crime, to be honest, it was I only prioritized it so much because it was an out to mine. It stopped mine, whereas the that's not a problem anymore because mine's gone. So you'll see the heartbeat's gone from the main. So look, I want 2 traps because you want to be able to search one if you milled one early on. Um, and obviously I'm not playing Heartbeat, so I can't send that to get the trap back now. And I don't want to waste a shuffler putting a trap back just to add it again. So playing 2 is really good. Like that's if I mill both, then you know what, I have to use a shuffler. And the amount of times I mill both, it's not going to be that often. 2 Reno, I'm still on a Diviner, so that gives me the 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 3 normal summons that you want in your deck, the 2 Reno and the 1 Diviner. So yeah, I just don't want to break on, you know, too many Reno Hearts or whatever, too many normal summons. Obviously Instant Fusion, we don't need to talk about that. Maxed out on the shufflers, we're always maxing out on the shufflers as long as this deck remains the only top deck, and that will do. I think the Kashtira stuff is going to shake up the format a bit because obviously it's got the macro and it's got the D shifters as well. So these may fall out of favour in the future, but they're definitely still in for now. Kelbeck, so I went over that a little bit early on, to be honest, about how I just really want to be milling Thunder and the Guido as well. I'm also on Guido just for the Keldo ditch Kelbeck combo and make a mill at the Guido, and then you got Dweller or Baguska if you're playing against Thunder. We're still on 7 Bistids. I think this is the best ratio of Bistids because this one, it really does do nothing other than um, a DD Craw and a body, which obviously is insane, but it doesn't get you another one and it doesn't pop. And Jerusalem can actually be apply quite a lot of pressure. I'll just leave this to the end. Obviously, Terraforming Standard, the 1 Orange Light, I still think it's worth playing because you play 11 fairies, and I want that in the deck just to have that extra chance to be able to out the shifter. The Divine, I think Divine is honestly cracked. It's so good. Just making Baron, just really solidifying the position going first as well against the rogue stuff. And to be honest, Baron's pretty good in the mirror as well, so we'll take it. The triple talent, I think People are still going to be on the Bistids. People are still going to be on this deck. Talents is good against this deck. I was playing tournament and I ripped a guy's hand going first game free, and it's just over because you just take the only bit that they need, and you know exactly what to stop. So it's too good. Um, Obviously this deck can quite often play through one interruption, so just baiting the first interruption using talent, you pretty much guaranteed the game at that point. The side, so I'm gonna split this up into Flunder and non-Flunder, and there it is. It's split to Flunder and non-Flunder. Um, but yeah, seriously, Jarl is obviously insane against Flunder. It still loses the D shifter, but to be honest, it's really hard to find outs to Flunder that don't lose the D shifter, that are good going first and second. Because like I understand that like Darkwood is good, um, but it's not good. It's not good going first, and you have a lot of cards in this deck that are bad going first against Thunder. But Dark Hole, that's really good because you can always bet out the bar phase, and Dark Hole, it's always going to get you there. Twin is, I've always said it's always the FTK. I wanted to play Heartbeat just so I've got searchable outs things. I wanted to play Call By just so I can actually like have a chance against Shifter. Like I said, the Call By and the Orange Light are my chances against Shifter. Zombie World and the Banshee, obviously crazy. Um, don't know if anyone's seen Pack's video, but basically what you've explained about how if he mills them and the mill a Shifter, you can make Dark, bring back the Shifter, prioritize making Garura, then Shifter's level 6, so as Garura you make Beatrice, Beatrice send Banshee, Banshee gets Zombie World. Like that is cracked. Because you've got to draw, you've resolved the fusion, you've milled them, they're under Zombie World, like they're not winning that game. Um, the last two, Crime, just I quite like it for going first, but without mine in the format, you don't need a game one. And going first, it's going to be better than a Druid's Worm against the Mirror. So that's worth putting in. It's going to be better than a second Sulik in the Mirror, so it's going to be worth putting in. So going first, it's definitely worth having this like one slot for the Mirror. You can either side out Druid's Worm, or you can side out Sulik. Personally, I side out Sulik because I like Druid's Worm's extended possibility to make Beatrice, and obviously interrupt them on their turn. And then obviously the Saranir, just for going second, it's just a simple side the Diviner out for the Saranir, and then if you really want to, you can side out the second Sulik for the Call By. And then move on to the extract. This hasn't changed. The free links, I think this, like I've said before, I think this extract is absolutely mandatory. The only one I think that you don't have to play is the Baron, but that's only if you don't play Diviner, because obviously now milling your Orange Light is going to be less and less common. If you just play Orange Light. So standard fusions here. Uh, you you need all of these three here just to keep circulation going. Obviously you need these three because they're insane. Baron's insane. It's got too many effects. Obviously Dweller. We talk about Beatrice a lot. Just make Beatrice 2/5 as well. It's a big body for Zeus. Zeus obviously cracked. Baguska. It's just insane against Thunder, and it's insane against basically any D-shifted deck. And then Redo, like I said, it's basically a sprint for Shirin, sprint for Merly, uh, Elf and Dark. I think it's just absolutely fixed extract. Like I said, the only option is Baron. Um, yeah, so that's the list following the changes. Hope that gives some clarity on why I made the changes, and hopefully give you some good ideas. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.